What is up? This is Cardenas Daily. I'm Danny, and this is Chris, and we're gonna predict the 2017-2018 Premier League table. All right, so the reigning champions of the Premier League is Chelsea, and so now we have three new promoted teams: Brighton, Hove Albion, Newcastle United, and Huddersfield Town. We're going to focus more on the relegation teams. We might skip through the middle a little bit. Then we're going to focus kind of like on the top 10, like the teams fighting for Europe, Europa League and Champions League, and obviously the champion.
Yeah.
The worst team in the Premier League, for a fact. Book it, put your money.
Don't put your money on it.
I bet on it. I would bet
me.
that Brighton will not get higher than 20th. The only thing that I can recognize is the manager, and he used to coach Norwich. I think he's okay, but other than that, like I don't think
You can get any worse than Huddersfield. That's my 20th pick because they barely got up. They barely got promoted anyway because they finished 5th last year in the championship, and the other two teams that got promoted, Newcastle and Brighton, finished 1st and 2nd. And Huddersfield allowed 58 goals last year compared to Newcastle and Brighton's 40. And they only scored 56 compared to Newcastle's 85 and Brighton's 74, and that's not going to hold up in the Premier League.
How dare you question David Wagner? Or is it Wagner? His dad's American, but we'll get to Huddersfield. I'll get to Huddersfield later. For the 19th, I used to like this team. 3 years ago, that's when I was like, okay, this team's a nice little. They can put up fights against the top dogs, and I'm talking about Swansea. Now, Swansea, you can go yourself because you treated my boy Bob Bradley very, very unfairly. There's maybe 2 or 3 players on that team that's Premier League caliber, and one is Sir Goodson. That if he leaves, it's definitely they're relegated. That's another guarantee.
If Sir Goodson leaves,
if he doesn't leave, they have a chance to stay up like how they did this year because of his set pieces. He's brilliant. He's a great player. I don't know why he's in the bottom, one of the bottom feeders. He doesn't deserve to be there. But I think Swansea are gonna get 19.
I think you're just being biased.
Maybe a little bit. But I think they have the potential to relegate, if you want to say potential. The team that will finish in 18th place in the Premier League table will be Newcastle. It was a tough choice. I was basically flipping a coin between them and Huddersfield. And I'm just looking at the managers, but I do like the squads. Like I know some of these players that I'm looking down at Newcastle and Huddersfield. But I had to pick 2 to relegate because typically 2 of the promoted teams do drop. It's not.
And I think this is why you're forcing Newcastle because you already have Brighton and you don't want Huddersfield and Wagner to go down, so you're just gonna have to pick Newcastle because that's the other team that went up, even though they finished 1st in the championship.
I know. That's why they're on the bubble for me. Like they could get that 17th spot or even a little higher. If I would switch them out, it wouldn't be with Huddersfield. It would be more with Burnley. Rafa, I'm sorry. I do hope you stay up. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope Newcastle stays up, but I think they'll relegate.
You're gonna make me look really good. I like this. My 18th is Burnley because I just don't see the talent. I mean, I like certain players like Robert Brady. I saw him in the Euro 2016. But other than that, I don't see much. Tom Heaton as goalie. He's alright. But I have Burnley, Watford, 17th, 18th, whatever they could switch.
Alright, my 16th pick is a team you doubt for no reason whatsoever. This team...
Plenty of reasons. I gave you like 3 at least.
This team has one of the most underrated managers in the Premier League. His name is David Wagner. German-American. He was born in Germany, but he did play some games in the United States, for the United States. His dad's American. That's why I'm calling him Wagner. He might go by Wagner. He might go because he lived in Germany. He was born there, raised there. He's got his little Germans. He's got a team that can buy in for him.
Little German.
He's got an German-American in Danny Williams. This team will put up fights. This team will get results. This team will be good enough for 16th place.
Good enough for 16th place.
And he's got Germans up there. I like Germans. They know how to get results. I trust them. I trust my German-American David Wagner getting that 16th spot at least. At least.
My 16th, I'm sorry I don't have enough, the same amount of passion as I did for Wagner and Swanza. Swanza.
Get the heck out of here.
They're on the downfall with Bradley, and now their new coach.
Wasn't his fault. Wasn't his players.
They have Llorente, who scored, I think, 15 goals. They have Fabianski in the net, Angel Rangel, Dyer is injured. But the point is, like, that's not going to be enough. I don't think they're going to pass 16th, because I do think the teams above them do have talent on their team. Like Newcastle, my 15th place. They have Krul, a lot of experience, Javi Manquillo, Yedlin, Mahmoud Diame, De Jong, Shelby, Matt Ritchie, Kolbach, Mitrovic, and Dwight Gale. People like that, like,
I like Dwight Gale.
They got talent. I mean, they got relegated for a reason, but they got back up for a reason. They scored 85 goals last year, and I think it'll translate a little bit. And they have Rafa Benitez. My 14th is West Brom. And I'll skip forward a little bit. 13th Bournemouth, 12th Crystal Palace. I like Crystal Palace's talent. They got Benteke. I think he scored 15 goals last year. They also have the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, my boy, on Chelsea. He's on loan right now. They have Wilfred Zaha. They have Andres Townsend.
In 13th, Leicester will occupy that position. I'm not a big fan of Leicester. It was a nice little story, I guess, when they won the title.
It was a fluke.
I didn't like that. I like seeing talented teams win. I like talent. They're not a talented team. It was a fluke. Last year, I wanted them to relegate, especially the way
they do have talent.
They have Mahrez. That's it. Vardy's overrated.
Vardy is overrated.
He had a fluke year.
They had Conte.
Conte is actually talented. Yeah. So, but Mahrez, I do like him, but I think he might leave as well. But the way they treated Ranieri is ridiculous. That man should not be fired. He should leave when he wanted to leave. Even if they relegated for the next 4 years after you win a title, that was insane. At number 10, I have Crystal Palace. As you said, you named them all, but you missed Jason Punchin. He's my boy. I also am intrigued about the manager who last managed Inter Milan. So I want to see what he can do in Frank de Boer, I think his name is.
True. My 9th is, I always like this team. I always kind of cheer them on when I see them play. I see them on TV. I like their defense. I like Bertrand, Suarez, Van Dijk. They always find like players to replace the players that go on to bigger teams like Lovren and Font. Like this last season, I think everyone wanted a piece of Van Dijk. Going forward, I love Dusan Tadic, Oro Romeo, another Chelsea player. I mean, Chelsea's just everywhere. I mean, come on. They have Nathan Redmond, Shane Long, Charlie Austin from QPR. I mean, I love the talent. And I think that's going to be enough to get them 9th because I do love the team in front of them.
For 8th, I actually wanted them to be a lot higher. But when you lose 24, 25 goals in Lukaku, I think you're going to be in 8th place in Everton. I'm a big fan of the manager, Ronald Koeman. And I did want them to go a little higher. But the other teams are just so much more talented. I know they got Rooney. That was a big piece.
Whatever.
He's a step up above Barkley, but they will lose Barkley. But just to replace 24, 25 goals is very, very difficult.
Also have them in 8th because I love the team in 7th. Right above them, West Ham. Manager Slaven Bilic, I think he's doing great with the team. They have a new stadium, and they made, I think, great signings. And I think they're going to fit the team well, like Arnautovic and Chicharito and Zabaleta in the back to create some competition, as well as Joe Hart to create competition with Adrian. And they do have some anchors in the midfield in Mark Noble and Coyote. And, I also forgot Faguli.
Faguli's my boy. How can you...
The Algerian Faguli is pretty talented, and he can create some damage.
If you love him so much, why are they this low?
Because the other teams are way better. Or not way better, but it's going to be a gap in points. You'll see him.
I love West Ham so much that I say Arsenal will get 7th. I think we just lost all the viewers.
No, not. They got Lacazette.
All right. Will Lacazette's talents translate to the Premier League? I'm not sure. Does everyone buy into Arsene Wenger like they do to David Wagner? They buying in Huddersfield. I don't think they're buying in, and you can be the best manager. As long as your players don't buy in, you're going to lose some crucial games. Sure, talent will beat Watford, beat Burnley, but will Arsenal beat Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, West Ham? I don't think so.
West Ham.
They are talented. I'm a big fan of Arsene Wenger, and I don't think he should go. Unless the team is no longer behind him, buying into his system. Because the second something goes bad, it starts rolling. And I will not be surprised if they hit a moment in the season when they lose a couple in a row or drop a few points, and then it's going to tumble. It's going to tumble, and I will not be surprised, even though I like Arsene Wenger. I say he either won't make the end of the season, he'll be gone, or they'll fire him after. They'll sack him.
The viewers are probably like reacting like, oh, Arsenal 7th, Arsenal 7th. I mean, it's not crazy. They finished 5th. And yeah, I think Arsene Wenger.
David Wagner. Everyone buying into David Wagner.
Seems like they're turning their back on him a little bit, crowd, supporters. But I don't think it's enough to push him to 7th. And you think you lost all the viewers, all like 7 of them.
But all the teams are talented in front of them. The only one that could be, I guess, is West Ham. But I feel like Bilic can make them gel better than Arsenal. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they get even higher. But West Ham, I will put them in the 6th spot. They will be battling for the Europa League. Lanzini, that man, so there's a little bit of domino effects that go along here now. Because the transfer window's not done. If Coutinho goes to Barcelona, which would break my heart, then Lanzini might make his way to Liverpool, which would be a nice little replacement.
That's a thing?
That's a thing. Now, if that happens, West Ham might drop to 9. I think he's that important. I think he's that crucial. I see a lot of Coutinho in him. I saw it last year. If we had a YouTube channel, I would have been saying it then. I like him. He's a really nice number 10. I don't know if he'll stay in West Ham for much longer. If it's not Liverpool, it might be somewhere else. My 5th team in the Premier League, which will guarantee you a Europa League spot, is a man that every day goes by, every hour that goes by, I'm losing more and more faith in Pep Guardiola. Everybody was on their knees, almost about to him off. They were crowning him the greatest manager who's ever lived. They talked to him. They talked about him as if he was a god. This man is human. He's got a very large ego. He wants to do it his way, and that's how Man City's going to try to win the title. Man City's going to struggle at times. I mean, to get fifth, you don't struggle the whole season. You struggle at times. They won't be able to beat the top teams. They might get a few draws. They might get a couple wins at home. But the fifth place is for Man City's.
We'll get to Man City in a little bit, but my sixth is Liverpool because it looks like Coutinho has one foot out the door. Even if he stays, I like the other teams in front of them more than Liverpool. I really do not. I'm not buying into Firmino and Sturridge is injury prone. Lallana, Jordan. I do not like any of those players except for Coutinho. I really like Coutinho a lot, but it looks like he might leave to Barca. And if he leaves to Barca, they might drop even lower. I want to talk even less about fifth place. Man U, I know Mourinho, whatever, he got us the title. But I don't know if it's bias or what. I hate Man U. I don't like Lukaku. He's from Chelsea. The one they play is going to be fun to watch. But I don't think Lukaku's going to strive like everyone thinks he's going to. And I don't think they have enough to get more than fifth.
Man U could very much win the Premier League this year. Mourinho strives. He does great things for his clubs when he's in his second year. Second year.
That's true.
He is very boring. And I don't like how I think he called himself the special one, or was anointed the special one, as he's like creating this new thing, which is not very new or very... It's not a very sophisticated, that's the word, sophisticated kind of tactics. This man is a front runner, so if you get a goal early, he's going to lock it down, and he's going to put everyone behind, and he might get another one, and he might win 2-0. It's very boring, and it's very, very overrated. He is. Can he get results? Yes. Could he win the league? Yes.
No.
I say he could get a Champions League spot. I give him the fourth spot.
My fourth is Arsenal. They always find a way to... Wenger always finds a way to kind of hang around at the top. The signing of Lacazette might give a spark that they need. So if he puts in like a few goals in early in the season, it could give him confidence and kind of spark the rest of the team. My third place team is Tottenham because I love Pochettino. I love their... it's really hard to break them down and score on them, and they also have an elite goal scorer in Harry Kane. Anchors in the middle like Wanyama and playmaker and Eriksen. Vertonghen in the back holding it down, Lloris. I like Tottenham. Pochettino, he's probably, I'm gonna say top 3 managers in the league.
I mean, I agree with everything you said. Harry Kane will be the goal scorer of the year. I don't see them winning the Premier League. Top 2, top 3, I think it's fair, maybe 4. And number 2, it's not gonna be Liverpool, it's gonna be Chelsea. They kind of surprised me last year winning the league because previously they were like 10th. So to jump up all the way to the championship, I mean that's pretty impressive. They struggled a little in the beginning. They lost to Liverpool. I was like, wow, Liverpool looks like they're gonna like world beaters. They're gonna beat everybody. But Chelsea then goes on a 13-game. I'm not sure if it was winning streak or it was just unbeaten. There was some draws in there, but no team could catch up after that. They had such a big advantage. They cruised for the second half of the season, and everything needs to be gelling if you want to be a championship team. And last year they were gelling, or as what we were seeing, they were gelling. But the text message to Diego Costa saying you're not part of my plans next year by Conte is one, disrespectful because he's very talented, and I don't know why you would want to blow it up unless he's a really big problem in the locker room. But Diego Costa is like, he scored 20 goals last year, and getting Morata, I don't see him. You don't like Firmino? I don't see him scoring more goals than Firmino.
That was just disrespectful. Second, Man City. I always liked Guardiola since Barca when they were killing it. And I honestly thought they were gonna do more damage last year. I didn't think Tottenham was gonna get second. I thought it was gonna be Man City. I like Guardiola, and I feel like more time with the Man City, his players are gonna buy in a little bit more. and he got to see his team for a whole season now and what he's working with. And it might seem crazy, like what he's doing. Like what is he doing? Putting fullbacks in the center mid position. I trust him.
He's trying to be too smart. I don't like when people try to be too smart. Keep it simple. That's why Mourinho's kind of.
I trust Guardiola and what he does, but it's only gonna get him second because number one, obviously, my beloved Chelsea.
A little biased, right?
Not even. Maybe. No, not even. I love Conte. In the beginning, like you mentioned, they struggled in the beginning because they weren't playing how Conte coached Italy with a 3-4-3 formation, and then they switched it up to the 3-4-3, and they found a lot of success, and they found the right players to fit the system perfectly in Victor Moses and Marcos Alonso playing those wing-back positions. And they had Cahill, signed Luiz, and they put Azpilicueta at center back, and Azpilicueta is arguably
say it.
The best defender in the Premier League. Like, straight up marking-wise, like one-on-one marking, it's insane. Straight up, I haven't seen enough of Morata to say if I really like him or not like him. Batshuayi, I'm not completely sold on Batshuayi.
Trash.
What? People are liking him. Chelsea.
Origi's better than him.
Batman. What are we doing? Batman.
What?
And that's enough. Chelsea's gonna win. It's gonna happen. Everything that I said is gonna happen. So you can put your money on that.
When you have the best Premier League, when you have the best manager in the world, he's a tactician. The only problem with this team is defending, goals against. But if they can just secure that, they can score with anybody. They can beat anybody. My champions. This might be more hope. This might be more delusion. Is Liverpool. Could they do it? Of course they can. Is the Premier League Championship up for grabs? I think it is. It's between Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool. I don't see Tottenham even being in it. Liverpool's defense is not as bad as people think it is. I know I've been saying this to myself year after year after year. Klein, Lovren, Matip, and Milner is a solid back line,
but compare that to Chelsea's. Luiz, Cahill, Azpilicueta, and Moses and Alonso on the wing. Like that's defensive championship caliber that you need to win, to be champions.
You need defense to win championships, even in soccer, football, and but I also like how teams gel and what teams are gelling, what teams have confidence in one another. Can they trust the manager? After mistreating one of your top players on Chelsea, will there be some lack of trust there? We'll see. Their attack has gotten better with Salah. I'm actually more excited about Salah this year than I was Sadio Mane last year. And I'm a pretty big fan of Mane. But my thing about Mane and Salah are more, they're better against bigger clubs. And it did show, because when Liverpool played the top, I think it was the top 6, they were unbeaten. It's because those teams now come up and Liverpool can press you and can counter. That's when Salah are at their best. Now, when we struggled was against the little teams, the Burnleys, Crystal Palace, Swansea. Those are the teams that we struggled for no. I don't know for what reason.
Probably because they parked the bus which is so Liverpool couldn't counter.
Yeah,
they had Burnley and the Watford. They were the ones countering, and Mane and those type of players couldn't shine.
Also, we lost Coutinho for I think it was about 10 games last year. It was between November and January. He was hurt. That is the best player in the Premier League. I know Firmino is not a goal scorer, and it's kind of weird to say for a striker, but Klopp was kind of saying in an article I was like looking at it, that he doesn't necessarily need to score goals. But he does. He scores goals. He scored about 10, I think, last year. He assists. He creates for others. And he presses very, very well. He's a very disruptive kind of striker. He puts defenders unease. If Firmino plays every game, or just as many games as Morata does, or plays as many minutes as they do, Firmino will score more goals than Morata, He will have more assists than Morata, and the millions that you paid for Morata will be ridiculous. This will go down as one of the worst buys in Premier League history. I see a lot of Torres in Morata, but not the same skill set, like as in the talent level as Morata or as Torres. Torres played really well. I was very impressed with Liverpool, obviously. But Morata has not shown me anything. If you were here for the whole entire thing, maybe skipped around and you're right here at the end, thank you. You can see on either side of us, there's the tables. Chris's table, my table. Hopefully, come May, come week 38 or fixture 38,
Mine's gonna be looking pretty.
I hope it's all green with check marks. And
You're gonna have Huddersfield like in the middle somewhere. The Wagner. They're gonna have like 22 points or something. 20. Those are 20 points. They're gonna score like 20.
and Huddersfield will have over 40 points this year,
Oh my god.
which is that's what that's said that
They're
they're
gonna
like
make us lose viewers,
because of Huddersfield.
credibility, the ridiculousness
Not
you're
my
saying
credibility.
Liverpool. If you're here, comment down below, and we're gonna reply to you because there's only like 2 of you. Probably 1 of you is gonna comment, and if it's not some inappropriate whatever, if it's appropriate question or comment, we'll probably reply to you. And follow us on Twitter at Cardenas Daily. You can be like our 6th follower, and if you tweet at us, we'll probably reply to you because we got no fans yet.
Yet, I like that. Yet.
Till next time. Maybe the La Liga predictions.
Oh, La Liga. Let's do that.